Hi everyone, this is Ellen, and today I'm making little pocket tornadoes or little tornado fidget toys. I've been playing with this one a lot actually. This is the first one I made. This one I made the other day. It's I just finished up a shawl using a yarn brand name Twister, colorway Storm Chaser. So with the scraps, I said, well, what would it be like if I tried to make a little tornado? So this is the first one I made, and it came out kind of cute. I like the, this is cotton acrylic blend, and a very, this is a very fine yarn. I went and did a DK acrylic one with this Premier anti-pilling DK, everyday DK. And I really like how scrunchy this one is. You can fidget, you can pull it, you can unravel it and make different like crazy tornado shapes, and you can put it back and fidget with it, trying to make the perfect platonic form of tornado. You can make it move around your legs and arms and. Again, I've been having fun playing with this, and I don't normally play with fidget toys, so I figured since this is so fun and cute that I would share with you how to make it, because it's really easy. It's a one row easy. So what you would need is some yarn, of course. Again, I really think that the using a nice fluffy acrylic, it gives it a better, more realistic feeling. You'll need a crochet hook that corresponds with your yarn. I'm using a 4mm hook. You'll need an embroidery needle to weave in your ends. And that's it. Super easy. How we make this tornado is we take our yarn and we will chain 17. So we start with a slip knot. And then we chain... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Really, this is a multiple of 5 plus 2. So if you wanted to make a larger tornado, a taller tornado, then add 5 and 5 and 5, and I'll show you how to do that, what that looks like too. But I'm going to make this size tornado right here. So now that I've chained 17, and by the way, I'm using crochet terminology from the United States. So we're going to start by working a slip stitch into the second chain from the hook. So we don't count what's on our hook. We're going to skip that right there. We're going to work right in here. We're going to slip stitch right like that. And then in the second chain, we're going to work 4 single crochets. So we're going to insert our hook and pull up a loop and grab the working yarn and pull through all the loops on the hook. And that's a single crochet. I'm going to do that again. That's 2 single crochets. There's 3 single crochets. And then there's 4 single crochets. And we're going to do this exact same thing in the next 4 chains. So 4 single crochets in this next chain. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then in the next, I want to make sure that it really is the next. Don't want to skip anyone. It can get a little bit tight when you're working so many stitches into one chain. So into the next chain. I'm going to work, this is the third time that I'm doing 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, 3 and 4 single crochets. And then for the fourth time, I'm going to do 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4. Oops. And then finally, in the fifth chain here, I'm going to work another 4 single crochets. 3, 4. And if you've lost your count and you're thinking, well, did I work, in all, I should have 20 stitches. I should have 20 single crochets, right? You could either count back your 20. It gets a little bit difficult to start counting back because it will start curling up on you. So another way to count is to see your remaining stitches. So I should have 10, oops, sorry, it's so twisty. It's a twister, all right. Okay, so I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, so I should have 10 left over, and I do have 10 left over. So in the next 5 stitches, or next 5 chains, we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to work half double crochet instead of single crochet. So that's yarning over your hook, inserting the hook into the chain, pulling up a loop, and then pulling the yarn through all 3 loops. That's 1 half double, 2 half doubles, 3 half doubles, and 4 half doubles. Pull my yarn out here. Okay, and in the next, it gets just a little bit fidgety since it's so twisty. That's the only difficulty with this pattern, but it really isn't that hard to deal with. You just push it away. Okay, so we're going to do this again for a second time. 1, 2, 3, 4, for a third time. 1, 2, 3, 4, for the fourth time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and finally for the fifth time. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains left, which we do. And in the last 5 chains, we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing, only instead of half double crochets, this time we're going to do, you guessed it, double crochets. Yarn over, insert our hook, pull a loop, pull through 2 loops, and then pull through another 2 loops. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're just going to keep putting 4 into each chain until we get to the end. 2, 3, 4. So I mentioned before that you could make this a larger tornado by adding multiples of 5 chains at the beginning. And what you would want to do is after this group of 5 clusters of double crochet, you would work treble crochets. And then if you want to make a bigger, you can do double trebles. And you can just keep going up and up and up and up. Make your tornado as big as you want to make it, I guess. They do get a little bit wonky when you get the super long stitches. So I've gone up to triple treble. Let's see, do I get 4 in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. I went to triple treble, which is like one bigger than double treble. And I feel like proportionally, I like the one that's a little bit smaller here. I think that the treble works pretty well. That one's also fun to play with. But, you know, I want this to be able to fit in the pocket. Is this 4? I'm talking, I'm not counting. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's in there. Okay, I need to do one more here. One more. And I've got one more stitch to work into. One more chain. Where's a chain? A chain is technically a stitch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I'll go ahead and pull that tail, tighten that up. And I'm going to chain 1. Go ahead and cut my yarn. You can use scissors. I've got this little yarn cutter that I'm gonna use. It's just handy. I keep it on the outside of my little pouch where I keep my little crochet tools. Okay, so now we have our, where'd this go? There we go. Okay, now we have our little tornado. Looks a little bit wonky at this point. So what you want to do, and you can do this before or after weaving in the ends, but you'll want to start at the bottom, and you see that the outside edge is where we see the stitches on the outside. We want the outside edge to be facing the outside all the way around. So you just keep spinning this all the way around from the bottom, like so, to get it all lined up like a funnel. You could squish it down and keep it in your pocket that way. And then when you're ready to have a tornado, I like to give at the bottom like a little bit of an extra twist when I'm making my tornadoes. And there we have our tornado. We're going to want to weave in our ends. And there's a few things that we can do with the ends. With this one, with the first one I made, this one is kind of more flat, not as much of a fidget toy. So what I did here is I sort of sewed this little flap to hold its shape up top. What I mean by that is this this top here, I sort of pinched that area, and I took my yarn and I just gave a few back and forth through there to keep this in this shape. But with the acrylic, with this tornado here, I prefer to not do that, but it's up to you what you want to do. The reason I prefer is because I like getting the extra, I like sort of like creating like maybe this extra spiral up coming from the clouds, or and also it keeps its shape a little bit better than this cotton one does. Up top, it keeps the shape up top better. So want to weave in our ends. Oh, that's weird. I never use this embroidery needle. I don't know why I pulled this one out, but this is fine. Okay, so I'm going to take this. It's kind of a big embroidery needle for this, but I think we're fine. Pull that through. I like to kind of come all the way around. I feel like maybe it holds its shape a little bit better up top, but you can tie in your ends the way you like to tie them in. I'm going to go ahead and do another pass back here. Again, I don't know why I'm using such a thick needle. I'll go this way. One more pass. Okay. Weaving in ends, I think, is my least favorite part of crochet. So there's one. And the other end is the one I used to, I went like this. And then I just sort of sewed them together. But I'm not going to do that here. Instead, I'm going to come through here. This way, and one more pass backwards. Okay. Sorry about taking so long to weave in ends. Somebody once left a comment that they were not happy that I didn't show weaving in the ends. So there you have it. There's weaving in the ends. I like to keep my needles in their little cases so I never ever lose them. Don't want to end up stepping on those. Okay, and then finally I'm going to take my little handy dandy clippy clip thing here. Give that a clip, and this a clip. And then I've got my little pocket tornado. I've got a friend here. Again, you can pull it, make a very long, skinny tornado. You can make a stout tornado. You can see what happens when you just kind of do something like a crazy tornado shape. I've seen tornadoes do all sorts of crazy, weird things. Again, you can. I sat and I played with this for about 20 minutes the other morning while I waited for some people in my family to wake up. I had way too much fun. Now, my tornadoes, these little pocket tornadoes, they spread love and niceness to people. This is not a destructive tornado. So no destructive tornadoes are allowed using this pattern. This is only for happy tornadoes that bring happiness and joy to people with their beauty and ultimate coolness. So if you make a tornado, I hope that you have fun playing with it, or if you're going to give it as a gift. I'm going to literally keep mine in my pocket so I can just kind of scrunch it. And no matter how much you scrunch it, it's always going to come back and be a tornado. So that's really a lot of fun. I guess that's the whole purpose of fidget toys, right? So anyway, thank you for joining me today. I hope that you have a great time making your little tornado. And I will see you in the next video. All right, take care. Bye-bye.